All right, Nate, let's take a look at your paper. MLA format first. This looks good. This looks good, except you need a space right there. Title, intriguing title. We'll take a look at it later. All right, so trying to set up the idea of marijuana. I don't think this is the strongest attention getter, especially that topic on marijuana. I feel like you can really, use a quote from somebody about marijuana, or maybe an occurrence of drug, give me an example of some drug dealers in America, what they've gone through, something like that. But I really think you can have a stronger attention getter. This whole paragraph's too short anyway. Look how short it is, Nate. You're going to need to extend it anyway. No comma there, and easily accessible from metropolises all across the globe. This doesn't need to be, there's no possession here, so he doesn't need apostrophe S. I'm not super excited about the word metropolises. So, I mean, from the biggest of cities to the smallest of towns, I don't know, something like that. This is showing your voice, which is fine, but you don't have any really other funny moments in your introduction, so it sort of seems out of place in a way. So you may want to go back and look at that. But do the avid users really know the consequences of smoking? So you don't end with R. So do the avid users and members know the negative consequences of smoking? So don't include what? Don't include R in there. Science and research shows the negatives of smoking cannabis outweighs the short high 100 times over. Now you say science and research. Is that like a literal 100 times over? Or are you being sort of using hyperbole, kind of over exaggerating for a reason? Otherwise, it doesn't really make sense why you'd put that in there. So I still don't know what the negatives are. You have to write those down as your main points. And I still don't have a really clear thesis statement to what your actual point of this whole thing. So I need to know what your main points are, and I need to have a thesis statement yet, and work on this, work on that attention getter as well. All right, so this is the paragraph on how it's more susceptible to diseases. So make sure that comma goes inside the quote there. Don't need a comma there. Don't need a comma there. Again, this is changing tone, really. Marijuana does this neat thing where it's not neat. Again, you're being sarcastic here, which if more of your paper was sarcastic, I would be okay with that. But you're being pretty serious for the most part with all of this stuff. So it fires up these cells. One of your things that you're going to have to do for the rewrite, you don't have any in-text citation. So you got to tell me where you got this information from, because I'm pretty sure you just didn't pull this out of your memory. So you're going to have to figure out where that comes from. Again, you're changing tone for this. No comma here. And then you get down to, again, something that you're going to have to give an in-text citation for. Read this sentence. In a study conducted by whatever that name is, blah, 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 founded that mice. So take out that middle part. Does that make sense? In a study conducted by this guy, founded that mice. So in a study conducted by this guy, he found that mice injected with the compound, no comma, had a much higher amount of cells, no comma, than the mice who did not have THC injected into them. There's no reason for you to have all these commas here. It doesn't do anything to the sentence. They're also prominent in cancer patients than in healthier people. And then you'll need a transition statement, something that goes from this to this. So figure out a statement that ties the physical effects to the life-altering effects. I'm not exactly sure. This makes you more susceptible to diseases, is this main point. This could shorten your lifespan, I guess, is this main point. All right, so this whole paragraph, this is what I was getting confused. This is really your transitional statement. So moving this up would be wise. So you need a stronger topic sentence with a message. So the idea that marijuana can reduce sperm count and sperm concentration. What is the big message about this concept? So you talk about the study done, a couple of different studies. Make sure with your in-text citation down here, again, you need it up here too for this study, but it goes the last word of whatever, then space, parenthesis, probably the website, in quotes though, and then you need the end punctuation here. Same thing down here. The end punctuation needs to go outside that parenthesis, and you get rid of that comma there. And you don't need that capitalized, so you don't need to do that as well. And then this comma in turn, comma makes it successful. And then with pregnancy, a rarity in the world of marijuana. And again, here's your transitional statement. It's not wrong to put it there, Nate, but it just seems to flow better when it's up here. So anyways, you have your transitional statement here. In this paragraph, remember, in-text citation, and make sure that you clean up some of that comma and punctuation usage even right there. You don't need that one in that one. All right, here we go. So next paragraph. All right, so again, I think this is a really good transition statement too. Shows the effects of long-term marijuana use, no comma, and the correlation with having a lack of motivation. Follow 19 users of marijuana, no comma, and 19 non-marijuana users. Need a space there. Probably the comma that goes there, all with the same age and sex, to study the chemicals the brain promotes, work ethic, and reward-driven behavior. So clean up that punctuation there. So group A had significant lower amounts of the chemicals in the brain called dopamine. Again, where's your in-text citation for all this? Down here, you don't need, the period doesn't go here, the period doesn't go here, the period goes right there, so make sure they're all in the right spot. This is the part that I'm not exactly sure. This kind of seems like yeah, of course, like people that smoke pot aren't as motivated or productive. Geez, go figure. I don't know, it just doesn't seem like, I mean, it's a fine to point out as far one of the effects of it, but it just seems like I can't believe people did a study on that. Like, I would think that would be a pretty common conception about potheads, so who knows. So in essence, no capitalization. Marijuana makes the body more susceptible to getting infections, no comma, and deadly cancers. You have to start with your thesis statement first, which you don't have a strong one in the introduction anyway. So you're going to need a strong thesis statement. Then you get into this paragraph. Don't need a comma here. Now you're going through your main points, which is fine. Or to the brink of it is what you're looking for, not brinks of it. Brink of it. No comma here. All it takes, no comma here, is a simple no. Remember, you're going to put the comma inside here. Actually, no comma at all. All it takes is a simple no and a little willpower. This, while you're trying to add voice, that's so out of place for your actual piece. I mean, there's so little comedic value to anything that you said. Now, if you said the effects of marijuana were having a good time, meeting exciting people, and, making new friends, then yeah, obviously then it becomes a joke and you can use this kind of stuff. But that's not where you went with it. You did a pretty serious topic, so don't throw things in like that because it just changes the tone of the piece. So at the top of the page, you need works cited, and then you can get into this. And again, this probably isn't the author of the website, so you're probably going to start with that second sentence down there. Chow by Denise. Is her real name by Denise Chow? Or is her really name Denise Chow? I don't know. So get rid of that. She's not the author of the website. I don't think she's the author of Live Science. She might have been the author of the piece, which is fine, but that's not what the first thing is for. So you're going to move that over. So you'll have that as part of your pot or your sperm count, question mark. That's what I would have put, and then a quote in the in-text citations. You don't have to put the whole thing, but right there would be what you'd want to put. And it's in alphabetical order, so good job with that. All right, so we need to add some details. We need to add some organizational stuff and make these paragraphs longer. And we really need to clean up your punctuation mistakes too, Nate. So hopefully we'll see a rewrite out of you soon.